You know that moment when your voice leaves your mouth and instantly feels smaller than everybody else's. Someone asks a simple question, and suddenly your chest tightens like you are being graded again. You start explaining, add extra words, smile too quickly, then hear yourself sounding less believable today. Nothing dramatic happened, but somehow the room quietly decided your certainty was negotiable in that moment. And the worst part is you usually know exactly what you mean the whole time already. You are not confused, unprepared, or weak, yet your delivery keeps making confidence look borrowed somehow. That gap between what you know and what people hear can quietly change your entire life. It changes interviews, dates, meetings, friendships, even tiny daily moments that should feel easy to navigate. Because people rarely measure confidence by your intelligence, they measure it by your friction in speech. If your words arrive like apologies, people treat your ideas like requests instead of realities immediately. Most people think confidence means becoming louder, funnier, faster, more charismatic, more impressive, more everything outwardly. That is exactly why they keep talking and still sound uncertain to everyone in the room. They are trying to solve the signal problem with extra noise and it never works long. The real issue is not volume with speech, but the emotional posture underneath each sentence spoken. People hear hesitation in tiny places you barely notice while you were busy trying to survive. They hear it in rushed endings, upward inflections, defensive explanations, nervous laughs, and disappearing eye contact. You can be absolutely right and still sound like you are asking strangers to forgive you. And once that pattern starts, you overcorrect by adding more proof, more context, more words again, which feels smart in your head, but lands like panic in somebody else's ears every time. So this video is not about becoming somebody else or performing fake dominance for social approval. It is about sounding solid without becoming louder, colder, or weirdly over-rehearsed in your daily life. You are going to learn 3 shifts that change how your confidence is heard immediately, everywhere. First, how to stop leaking uncertainty before you even finish a sentence in front of anyone. Second, how to make fewer words sound stronger instead of shorter when you speak under pressure. And third, the strange habit confident people use that feels risky but makes everything click permanently. Before we get there, notice what usually happens when you want to sound more confident publicly. You prepare better sentences, better facts, better wording, better jokes, better timing, better everything for safety. But the moment comes, adrenaline hits, and all that polish turns into verbal clutter almost instantly. Your brain mistakes more talking for more control, like spinning tires harder in wet mud desperately. Confidence, though, is usually communicated by what you do not scramble to protect in that moment. The first shift is simple and brutal. Stop answering the fear before answering the question itself. Unconfident speech often begins with invisible self-defense, not actual information for the person listening nearby. You hear yourself saying like, maybe, kind of, I guess, sorry, or this might sound stupid. Those words feel harmless because they are tiny, but they force your message to enter limping. Imagine asking a clear question, then wrapping it in apologies before anyone even reacts to it. Now your listener is not just hearing the question, they are managing your emotional weather too. Confident people do not remove warmth, they remove unnecessary pre-apologies from their speech before speaking. Instead of maybe this is wrong, say here is what I'm seeing right now clearly. Instead of sorry, this may not matter, say one thing stands out here to me immediately. Same thought, completely different emotional frame, and your listener feels that difference before analyzing any content. This works because the brain judges safety faster than logic whenever someone speaks in a group. When you sound like you trust your own sentence, people relax and finally hear it clearly. When you sound like you need approval first, they start evaluating you instead of the idea. So your first practice is brutally specific. Delete 3 softening words for everyday conversations this week. Pick your favorites maybe, and notice how often they appear uninvited in speech. Not every use is wrong, but automatic use usually means fear grabbed the microphone first today. The second shift sounds small, but it changes the temperature of every room you enter instantly. Stop racing to the end of your sentence like silence is chasing you from behind hard. Most nervous speaking is not too quiet, it is too hurried for the human ear anyway. You can say brilliant words, but if they arrive breathless, they feel unstable to other people. Rushing tells the listener you are trying to outrun doubt before it catches up with you. Pausing surprisingly signals the opposite. I can stay here because I believe what I said already. Think about somebody answering a difficult question and taking one calm breath before speaking out loud. Nothing flashy happened, yet everyone leans in because stillness feels expensive in a noisy world today. Now picture the opposite. A person sprinting through explanations, correcting themselves mid-sentence, filling every gap. You do not think, wow, conviction. You think something must be wrong here with this person. So use the one-beat rule, finish the sentence, then wait one heartbeat longer than usual. It feels terrifying at first because your body thinks silence equals exposure in social moments everywhere. But to everyone else, that pause looks like ownership, not panic, when you speak with intention. Try it when ordering coffee, answering coworkers, or introducing yourself to someone attractive this week intentionally. Say the sentence, let it land, and stop rescuing it with extra words after it ends. That tiny beat tells people you are comfortable being seen, and comfort reads as confidence instantly. If this is already exposing you a little, that is probably a good sign right now. Hit like if you have ever over-explained something simple, and subscribe if you want sharper communication. And tell me which word betrays you most, just or actually in real life. The third shift is where confidence stops sounding like a performance and starts sounding grounded instead. Stop trying to sound impressive and start trying to sound clear in every important conversation instead. A lot of insecure speech hides inside complicated wording because complexity can masquerade as competence temporarily. But when you are truly confident, you do not need decorative language to protect simple truths. You can say the clean version and let its weight do the work by itself quietly. Instead of I feel like there are potentially some concerns around timing, say we are late. Instead of maybe I'm overthinking this, but the vibe seems weird, say this feels off. Instead of a spiral of disclaimers before requests, say I need an answer today clearly. Cleaner language works because it lowers processing effort inside the listener's brain during real-time conversation. When people understand you quickly, they also assume you understand yourself in that exact moment too. Confusion invites doubt, but clarity creates a strange kind of authority without any bragging at all. This does not mean speaking like a robot or chopping your personality into pieces for approval. It means keeping your sentence loyal to your point instead of your anxiety during pressure moments. A great test is whether your first sentence already contains the point you actually mean most. If it takes 40 seconds to arrive, confidence has probably already leaked out by then completely. The fourth shift is physical because your body edits your voice before your mind does anything. If your chest is collapsed, jaw tight, and breath shallow, confidence cannot sound relaxed to anyone. Your words may be good, but your body stamps them with strain before they land anywhere. That is why some people sound unsure even when reading lines they practice perfectly for hours. Before important conversations, reset your body before you ever touch your wording at all that day. Drop your shoulders, unclench your tongue, plant both feet, and exhale longer than you inhale slowly. Then speak from the empty space after the exhale, not from the frantic top of breath. That single change can make an ordinary sentence sound 10 times steadier than it did before. Try saying I disagree while holding a tight breath, then say it after releasing it fully. Same words, completely different person, because the body always snakes into the sound of your voice. Now here is where most confidence advice completely misses the point for people like you today. It assumes the goal is to eliminate nervousness before you speak with any sense of power. But confident-sounding people are not fearless. They are unbusy inside themselves while they are speaking. They're not using half their attention to monitor how they are being received by others. That is the withheld reveal. Confidence is not self-belief expressed loudly for everyone to witness. It is self-attention released, so your message gets the whole stage in that exact moment. The reason you sound shaky is not always doubt about the idea you are sharing aloud. Sometimes it is simply too much attention pointed back at your own face while speaking publicly. You are hearing yourself, judging yourself, editing yourself, predicting reactions, and trying to manage everything simultaneously. That internal traffic jam makes your voice tense, crowded, and apologetic before your words fully land. So the deepest fix is not act confident, but get interested in what you are saying. Interested in the point, the person, the decision, the outcome, the truth, right in front now. Because attention aimed outward automatically removes the sticky self-consciousness strangling your delivery in social moments. Watch what happens when you stop asking how am I sounding and start asking what matters. Your voice lowers, your pace settles, and your words stop clawing for approval from the room. You become easier to trust because you sound occupied by reality, not performance in that moment. Think about a doctor calmly explaining options, or a friend directly saying you deserve better today. Neither sounds powerful by trying to impress you. They sound powerful because they mean every word. That can be you in meetings, on dates, with family, even in checkout line conversations too. So when nerves show up, do not waste energy fighting them like an enemy inside you. Give your attention a job bigger than protecting your image in the middle of that conversation. Serve the message, not the mirror, and confidence starts sounding natural even when your pulse rises. Here's a simple real-world drill that combines everything you need for this whole video. Pick one everyday interaction you normally rush, soften, or over-explain because it makes you feel exposed. Maybe greeting a manager asking for help, setting a boundary, or making a correction tomorrow morning. Before it happens, decide your clean sentence and remove every unnecessary cushion from the first draft. When the moment arrives, exhale, say it slowly, and wait one beat after you finish speaking. Then leave it alone, even if your body begs you to decorate it with extra words. That is the rep that requires confidence, not reading quotes, not psyching yourself up beforehand endlessly. Real confidence grows when your nervous system survives clarity and discovers nothing terrible happened after all. Then the next conversation feels lighter because your body remembers evidence, not affirmations from fake hype. Eventually, people call you calm, direct, grounded, maybe even intimidating, though nothing dramatic changed on purpose. You just stopped spending your words trying to purchase permission to exist in every room entered. And once your voice stops begging to be believed, people start listening differently to you everywhere. Because the strongest sound in any room is not volume, but a sentence unafraid of silence.